In a move that has sparked outrage and concern, the Trump administration has delivered a devastating blow to the U.S. Department of Education during the ongoing shutdown, effectively dismantling the very office tasked with protecting the rights of millions of children with disabilities. This isn't just a bureaucratic reshuffle. It's a decision that could leave 7.5 million students vulnerable and without critical support. But here's where it gets controversial. While the administration frames this as part of a broader plan to return education control to the states, critics argue it's a reckless abandonment of federal oversight that could lead to widespread disparities in special education services. On Friday, sweeping layoffs gutted the Office of Special Education and Rehabilitative Services, OSERS, the linchpin for enforcing the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA. This office isn't just a bureaucratic entity. It's the guardian of a civil rights law that ensures children with disabilities receive a free and appropriate public education. Before IDEA, these children were often denied access to schools or relegated to substandard facilities. Now, with OSERS decimated, who will ensure states comply with this landmark legislation? The layoffs, part of broader cuts affecting 4,200 federal jobs, have left OSERS staff responsible for overseeing $15 billion in special education funding in limbo. According to Rachel Gittleman, president of AFGE Local 252, the union representing education department employees, these cuts are not just harmful, but potentially illegal. Federal law mandates the existence of an Office of Special Education Programs within the Department of Education, meaning its closure would require an act of Congress. Yet here we are, with staffers fired and no clear plan for what comes next. And this is the part most people miss. OESER doesn't just monitor compliance. It's a lifeline for families. Staffers field calls from parents daily, helping them navigate their child's rights under federal law. Without them, these calls will go unanswered, leaving families in the dark. One affected worker told NPR, "I don't think people realize how many calls we get from parents and families every day. Now that support system is gone." President Trump has repeatedly advocated for returning education control to the states, and dismantling the Education Department is a key part of that agenda. But at what cost? One state director of special education, speaking anonymously, expressed deep fear. The concept of leaving special education up to states sounds great, but it's scary. What happens if one state interprets the law one way and another does it differently? Without federal oversight, the consistency and quality of special education services could vary wildly, leaving students and families at the mercy of state politics. The legality of these cuts is also in question. Multiple sources argue that effectively closing OSERS without congressional approval violates federal law. As one OSERS employee put it, "Now, the federal government is out of compliance with federal disability law." Another asked a haunting question. Who will families go to when there's nobody left? Is this a step toward state autonomy or a dangerous abandonment of vulnerable students? The harm these cuts will cause is only beginning to unfold. As we grapple with the implications, one thing is clear. The future of special education in America hangs in the balance. What do you think? Is this a necessary shift in education policy or a reckless move that jeopardizes the rights of millions? Let's discuss in the comments.